203K and HomeStyle are renovation loans. The 203K is FHA's version of renovation loan. HomeStyle is conventional's version of a renovation loan. And essentially what this allows you to do is finance the majority of the renovations, right? So FHA is a 3.5% down. So if you're buying a property for $250,000 and you're putting $50,000 into it, you're now at $300K all in. So you're putting down that 3.5% on $300K. So you're financing 96.5% of the renovations. And those renovations could be updating kitchen, bathroom, adding deck, whatever it may be. And it's a process that we would go through with a consultant and a contractor to get those estimates and bids up front. Same thing with the conventional HomeStyle loan, except conventional requires 5% down. So instead of 3.5%, now it's 5%. The reason why you would go with HomeStyle over 2 or 3K is, again, if you have higher credit, a conventional loan is going to be better for you long-term than an FHA loan. The downside to a renovation loan is it's a lot of work. So the process is a little bit longer. So you're going to need to allow for 45 or 60 days. You will meet with a consultant. The consultant will go through the property with you. And the consultant is pretty much your liaison between you and the contractor. Although Balaram will help navigate that process with you as well. But he would much prefer, consultant. I mean, that's really what they're there for, and that's what you're paying them for. Okay. So they will go through the property with you and they'll say, okay, in order for this property to meet minimum lending standards, you have to do A, B, and C. And then you say, that's fine, but I also want to do, D, E, F, G, right? So the consultant, after you meet with them, they'll go prepare a report for you, itemizing everything that has to be done and then also your desired and preferred changes. And they will allocate certain dollar figures to each improvement that you're making in a house. And they'll say, okay, you're, based on what you need to do and what you want to do, you should expect to pay X. And they'll give you another sheet without those prices on it. And then at that point in time, you start to go out and bid it out to contractors. Once you select a contractor, we will revise your financing loan amounts to reflect whatever that contractor's estimate is. We will get their insurance information. They have to provide us references for people that they've done work for, and they have to agree to certain draw schedules because post-closing, they have to be able to front a certain amount of money to do the improvements before we can start remitting money to them down the line. So every single time post-closing that they want to receive money for work done, the consultant will go out to the property, make sure that they've done the work that they say they've claimed to do. You will sign off on that draw. The consultant will sign off on that draw, and then the contractors will sign off on that draw. So it's important that you pick a reputable contractor because, one, they have to have the ability to finance a certain amount of it before they get any draws. But two, Balaram will tell you having a good contractor to navigate this process with is worth the weight in gold because these renovation loans aren't easy, but it's a great way to create a lot of equity in the home if you're making the right improvements. But working with contractors can often be a challenge. So you want to make sure that you're not necessarily working with the cheapest one, but you're working with somebody that is a professional and is going to help you navigate the process once you get to close. Because having a bad contractor can easily double the amount of time or worse that it takes to complete the renovations, and that's all. Time is money, right? Because if it's something that should take 2 months takes 4 months or 6 months, you're making mortgage payments on that property and you might not even be able to live in it, right? So that's something you need to take into consideration.